Okay, so I was experimenting for the first time with using humbuckers and a JCM 800 style amp. As you may have seen in the video that I did earlier today about kind of humbuckers not really always being my thing, but I was asked could I try and do something like that with the HELIX, so I'm doing it here on the Podgo, but let me know in the comments if you want me to just create this preset in the HELIX or HX Stomp as well, and I'll be happy to do so. So the elements that we're using here, I've got the air apparent distortion as like a boost, so that's not always going to be on, but I think in the intro there you heard it as being on. And the settings that I've got there, the overdrive, or the clipping is set to overdrive, gain set to 10, and the level set to 5, voltage set to 18 volts. Obviously you can tweak from this point, but this is just the settings that you heard so far. Then the amp that I'm using is the Brit 2204. Now this is based on the JCM 800, I believe. I'm using the drive, bass, mid and treble all at 5, presence at 4, and the master at 4 as well. And you get this kind of thing. Now, the cab that I'm using is in the folder if you want to try it. It's called JC Cab, but if I didn't have that, I'd probably be going for something like 4x12 Cali V30, maybe with a ribbon mic, maybe with some reflections and distance right the way up, something like. I'd probably get rid of the high cut. But I'm pretty happy with. And you could use the low cut if you want to kind of clear some of that low end heftness. Or the air apparent as well should tighten up the low end a bit. The other things that I might do if I wanted to really tighten up the low end even more, take this sag down for a bit. But it's a pretty screaming kind of cool lead tone, I think. Now, the drive settings that I've got, let me just set that back to where it was. I'm using the dual delay, typical settings that I use. Those are default. The feedback I've stuck up. The left mix is to 23, right mix to 21. Modulation off, trails on. And then I'm using the glitz reverb at a mix relatively low down at 13%, mostly default settings. And then you get this. The big screaming lead tone. The other thing that I might do with this is bring in a high cut if I wanted to really smooth things out. But that might not be necessary for you. Thinking if you've got this kind of humbucker thing going on, you can afford to be a little bit aggressive. The next thing that I was thinking I might do is try and dial in something cleanish. So the way that I would probably do this on Snapshot C, take this and hold in and start turning, and turn it down to about 1.5, and things should be a bit cleaner there, hopefully. And obviously bypass the distortion. And what do we get? think I could even afford to go a little bit lower with that drive. Or mix it up by increasing the presence beyond 4. Things tend to clean up a little bit better if they've got a bit more treble and high end. It's not cleaning up in the most satisfying way, I'm finding there. Maybe I would also take the master down. Let me know if you've got any tips for that. The other thing you might want to try maybe is, where are you gone? This Line 6 2204 mod. If we did similar kind of settings, take that drive down though. I don't know if that will clean up a little bit. It's like it's got. Though we could use this pre-mid control to kind of. To get rid of some of those mids, and then in that way, know your thoughts on kind of clean tones with that, if that's at all possible. And I'll catch you in another video soon. Let me know if you want me to drop this into the folder.